about you, baby. Yeah, I'm mad about you.
Hey, this is Time Bomb, and if it's your first time checking out the channel, hit that subscribe button for daily updates. Today, thanks for checking out the video, and I'm doing the newest episode in my series of Playbook ebooks. The newest one is by request from Danny Martin for the Steelers Playbook. I'll put his name here. I'm pretty sure it's Danny Martin. If I got that wrong, my bad, but let's say it's Danny Martin. And by request, the Steelers Playbook. And I gotta say, thank you to you for suggesting this one, because, I mean, honestly, it seems for the last couple, each new playbook has been my favorite. And, I mean, the Steelers has been very solid for me. I really like it. And also, getting back to a question I had from one of my subs, Darth Vader, he had asked, how many formations really do you use when you're doing these? And I really kind of thought about, in this one, I'm keeping it super, super tight in showing what I'm using out of this thing. It's really, I'm only using 3 formations. Basically one play out of each formations, and then a couple of running plays. That's it. That's all I'm using. I'm keeping it super, super simple. And I think that helps. Sometimes you can get kind of bogged down by having too many plays. In the other books, I've given a bunch of different options that I'm kind of running as I'm kind of going through these plays. But this one is very streamlined, and I think very effective. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, it does have, it has a deuce close, so you've got, like, your wham and all that fun stuff. But what I really like out of it, what I was sitting in, was this single back trips. It's great. First thing I was doing was in my audibles, I was setting this stretch play, and a lot of times I was starting off the game by coming out in that stretch. I like it because you can run it to either side, which is huge to be able to do, right? So I just kind of take a look at what defense is showing me, and a side like this, it seems pretty clear that the right side's a lot better to run to. So I want to get a little extra blocking, so I'm going to motion one of these wideouts over to that other side, and then as soon as they get there, I'm just going to snap the ball, and it should give me a bit better blocking. Yeah, you see here, I got tons of space. Can make it almost all the way to the end zone. But likewise, running the other way is great too. You do have to hit on the right analog stick to the opposite direction for this side to the left here to get the run that way. And sometimes I will motion someone over to the right side, but a lot of times I'll just do the tight end here, just because doesn't have a blocking assignment anyway, and it just kind of messes up the defense a little bit. They're like, oh, why is they might just make a change to their setup just for that reason. It might mess up the run going the other way, and I'll typically ID someone over there as well. So let's see how that goes. Ooh, we got one shot. Oh, I had to spin away. Not bad. Okay blocking. Someone kind of got out wide on there, but as you can see, it's really effective. So, let's take a look at some of the gameplay footage here too. Let's see. In this one, see, I motion that slot wide out to the right side, even though I'm running to the left, and I get great blocking. He's able to make his way around outside, and he's going to beat that last man to the end zone, score that touchdown. And then we see here I'm motioning my outside, number 1 wide receiver Johnson, all the way over to the other side, creates a bunch of space. This was the stretch, but there was enough room in the middle there, and then I could just kind of slowly take it outside and gash him for a touchdown. Now, right from here, too, we can get into my favorite passing play that I was using pretty much the whole time. We're talking about the corner double int. So here's the base play art, but what I was always doing was putting Y onto a streak, putting X onto a drag, and then also streaking A. And I was always motioning B over to the right side of the field, which just gives me, tons of options in the read. And then I always have that X drag as a check down. And see, I'm getting a lot of pressure, so I needed to wait a little longer for it to develop there. Motioning B over. A lot of pressure getting in there. Oh, we got the drag route. Oh, he beats him. Gonna get wide. Oh, okay. I mean, there's one example of it. It took me like 5 tries to get there, but you can beat your man there. I also like to put X sometimes onto a, oh shoot. I like to put X onto an out route and then smart route it to the sidelines. And that just kind of, in those longer downage situations, just as long as there's not a cloud flat on the field, then you can definitely throw this pretty easily. Ooh, that was a weird little hop animation on that possession catch there. But he did get it. See, right here, it's looking like everyone's going to be coming at me. So I'm going to put that A on the streak here, like I usually do, and try to just hit him right in there if it's open right away. There we go. Yeah, Gronk pulling that in. Just kind of like, I feel like you can attack the field in a lot of different places just by using this defense, or this formation. So let's take a look at some of the gameplay. You see B motioning over to the field. We've got X coming across in the drag, lots of time, and I do hit him a little late, but most of the coverage just dropped away, so he's able to get the first down pretty easily. Here I can see I put X, I've got it on a streak. Everybody's pressed in, so as the motion's coming over here, I'm just kind of watching how the CB's reacting to X, and as soon as he beats him, I'm just going to double tap it, beat him deep into the end zone there. Here we've got A kind of coming up the middle here, and I just quickly hit him because all of the zone coverages just pull away, so he's open right in the middle of the field, so I can hit him quickly. Also, if I do have the time, though, I can kind of just watch this play develop, and if it seems like he's just got single coverage, I can kind of try to force it to him. That was a bad user play, but still, you can see you can get those big gash yardage hitting him. And then when you are close to the end zone, you're kind of set up to also hit A right over the middle in the end zone, just like that. If there's not man coverage on him, you should be able to beat the zones through the middle. Now, one of my favorite routes, though, is that corner route that I'm motioning over, that B route. We didn't get to see it a lot here because the pressure got to me so quick in practice mode, but as soon as he breaks down the middle, you can find him just in between all those zones. Those streaks are kind of pulling the safeties away from him, and then when you get close to the end zone again, you can just over and over just find him in the end zone. This was my go-to red zone play, just hitting B over the middle. As soon as he cuts on that route, you can find him right there. As long as you're reading this properly and the zones are dropping away, you should be able to find that route all day. Just have a great catch in traffic receiver there, someone with good hands, pretty quick, good route running. Even on those jumping catches, you should be able to find him. The other formation that I've been using a lot and has been working for me is this wing slot offset. And mainly I've just been using the two plays, the inside zone and the PA double post. So I'll show the inside zone here. All I really like to do is ID the CB right there. You can see I might motion someone over here again for the same reason, just to kind of change it up, make someone think that I'm doing something I'm not. Maybe just hot road someone quickly, and then I'm just trying to run it outside, make that move there if I have to. But usually the blocking's pretty decent, and it tends to look more like a passing play, and I can beat them to the edge on the outside. Like right here, looking good. Ooh, I still had to make that spin move on him, but I think he kind of got off that block a little quicker than I was expecting. Oh, we got some nice pancakes there, and we were able to gouge for like 15 yards. Now, I also love this PA double post, which a lot of times I'm just maybe putting X onto a drag, and I'm always canceling the play action on it. And so I'm just kind of taking a look as things are going to develop here. We usually have X going right over the middle, so you've always got that as a check down depending on what's going on around you. Again, just like that other play, you can smart route X onto an out route, cancel that play action, and just kind of take a look at the defense. If they're giving it to you, then you can just kind of throw that quickly. There seemed to be a cloud flat there that did play it, but that's all you're looking to fit that in there. You could also put X on a streak, and I really like the B route as well, just kind of taking a look here and then throwing it low. Ooh, he picked that off, but you can kind of fit that in sometimes if that cloud doesn't drop over there. There we go. We found him a little bit later down the field, but that can kind of get open past the zones. You could also put B onto just a drag route going the other way. If you check down on that side of the field, if you know, just in case you're sick of just using X, maybe you want him that way. You can also kind of do these little motions over with Gronkowski, where you just kind of put him there, or your tight end. You can kind of put him on this little what is that called? On a smoke screen, just so he's sitting there and he's ready to be basically playmakered, and then you can also just kind of roll over there, and you've got this extra blocker just kind of sitting there. Playmaker him up. Just that kind of thing to like give you some options anyway. A lot of times too is I'll put A and B onto a streak out of this play, and then I'll motion and X. I'll put him on a streak, and then I'll motion him over to the right side of the field, and then I'll try to roll out to the right side, and I'm just waiting for the development to throw to Y. Hopefully this kind of like pulls all the zones over here. Again, not great, but that's kind of what I'm looking for. That's a terrible throw on it right there. So let's take a look at some of the gameplay footage I have here. We see X coming over on a drag route. Just going to hit him over the middle there. We can kind of get 5 to 10 yards pretty easily with that play. Here we had him on the smart routed out route. I'm just looking at how that cornerback and that whoever's in the flat is kind of like playing it, if I think I have the space to fit it in here. Both times. It works even deeper, like 20 yards. You can hit that a lot of times. And then if he is pressed on you, then you can just try and beat him deep over the top. You just got to watch that CB being pressed really close. Put him into that streak. You can burn him deep. See there, I just had B and a little check down coming across on those drag routes. Really safe play. Works a lot for me. I also like the development of B, like I was saying here. I put a low pass a lot of times on this route to B, just so it can kind of fit into some tighter spaces, and he'll be like the only one who can kind of get it in those spots. And then when you're close to the end zone as well, you can give it a little bit more development and kind of just fit it in there and try to score with him. I really like that formation as well in the red zone. It's not just the trips, I was also using this. It's good to keep your eye on that A as well, so you can do those little playmakers when you have him motioned outside. You see again, sorry, B, not A. You see B again there. I had him in that smoke screen spot. Just playmaker him up. I'm able to hit him quickly for about 10 yards. Here I'm motioning X over to the right side of the field, and I think I'm going to look for A to kind of develop a bit more over to the left side of the field. As you can see, he can kind of get up top of those cloud flats and those zones over to the side, and gives a lot of open space. And then when you're getting closer to the end zone, 25, 30 yards, you can kind of look for that play, try to beat him, get your touchdowns there. So I like this formation. It just has so many different ways to attack the field. Because here we can see now I have everybody on the streaks, and I'm looking to attack very deep. So that's with the hitting Y over on the sidelines there. This play, it's not one that you want to try too often, but if you try it here and there, then you can really sneak it in. That's so tight there, but you can just hit that Y, just kind of cutting through the middle of the field deep. It can kind of get in between all these zones. You just kind of roll out to the right here, set your feet, just make a nice throw, lead it over like 3 o'clock all the way over there, and you can really, really get some huge yardage on some people. See here, rolling way out. All I'm doing is just watching him, trying to fit that ball in there, and just makes it. A lot of times you got to use that aggressive catch. It's the one time that it seems like the aggressive catch actually works. Right on the sidelines. That time I used possession to keep it inbounds on the sideline. Here again, I think I used a low pass here to fit that one in right on the 1 yard line. He catches it right as he gets the touchdown. And the last play that I've been using is out of the gun bunch. Straight up corner strike, which is a very popular play this year. The one thing that I'm doing is just putting A onto a streak, the number 3 wide receiver, I believe, and then just motioning him over to the left side of the field. Now this is going to make X kind of have a weird reaction where he'll slow down, but it gives a lot more space, because then that center back kind of has to make a choice between the streak and X going that way. looks like a cover 2 here. So you can also kind of try to throw it up top to A too, and just try to beat them over that way as well, because that's kind of, I don't know, a lot of people are using these different cover 2s, sometimes the cover 3, he might have to commit over to the other side, the safety, and you can have a lot of room to throw to A there as well. So this has kind of been like my new favorite play out of the bunch that I've been using. A little bit of Z spot too, but you can see X really like slow down on that play as well. It kind of seems to affect the C row, which I kind of like that, because people aren't really used to seeing that, I don't think. So it gives you 2 options that are really great there. We have some gameplay footage of it too. You see A motioning over in the play art, and you really see X slow down there, and then as soon as you throw it, he starts to pick up the speed again. I guess the throw animation just makes him just go back to normal all of a sudden again. X slows it down, and that's when I throw it, and then he's able to possession catch it. And I think I have an example here of throwing the streak to A. We see here, yeah, I see a bad user kind of matchup, so he doesn't have the time to play this streak right. I'm able to burn him deep, and either guy can make those diving tackles, and I'm into the end zone. Like I said, this playbook was awesome for me. I did try some other things in there, but I really think keeping it to these plays and just having simple reads that you can make really makes you have success in Madden. And that's all I was doing with this playbook, just using these 5 plays total, basically stretch, doubles corner, PA so PA doubles and the inside zone, and then the corner strike, maybe Z spots. So like 6 plays tops that I'm using and just alternating between. I was having probably my most success in Madden as long as my defense was there. I felt good about the offense. As long as I was executing, I was getting it done. I really think this is a great playbook you should try to use. Thanks a lot for checking out the video today. It's been another episode in my playbook series. Next weekend, I'll have another playbook, a new one for you, and videos all week long. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. If you were down with this playbook, give it a like. I'll catch you guys later.
About you, baby. Yeah. I'm mad.